Okay, today we have a Hyundai 21 plate which has had a paint spillage. So I've just took out a couple of bits from the boot area. So we've got the bit which goes down, which covers the spare wheel, so we can see that there's paint in here. There's paint obviously seeped through. We've got a little bit on the polystyrene as well, which goes on top of the spare wheel. The partial shelf looks like it's okay. Can't really see any paint on that, so that's good. Coming to the back of the car, so the customer's obviously put loads of towels down, which are damp, to keep the paint obviously nice and wet. So we're just going to start obviously taking the bits and pieces out, and it will reveal how much paint's actually in the car. So we can see there that as it's gone down, it's actually gone underneath the back seat, so we can see that it's all floating in paint here. And then what that's done is it's followed around in the corner bits here on both sides, and looks like it's run down on the passenger rear. Yep, so just underneath the trim there, and it actually goes up to where the seat belt is. So there's a high possibility that obviously we may have to lift that carpet up, because it's possible it may have run down there. So we're just going to obviously start taking it apart, so we can see obviously how bad it is under there. So I'm just going to flick the seats up. Hopefully obviously there's none on the front. There's a little bit on the sides down there, but other than that it looks okay. It doesn't look, oh yeah, look, it started to leak out of here as well. So we'll move that mat out of the way. So we're going to obviously start stripping it down and cleaning certain bits, and then we'll make a video after the 3 hour and see how well we can get on that one there. Right, okay, so we've now removed the back seat, so we can see obviously all the paint down here and down here. So my colleague's just obviously going to start set it off the bottom of the seat. Okay, so we're now starting to remove the paint. We've set the bottom of the seat off very lightly, and it's managed to take it all off because it was nice and wet. My colleague's just doing it himself now. We've got the seat coming through that at the moment. We've got a lot of trim pieces out which have all got paint on them. In the back of the car, we're going to have to take these side trims out. I'll show you the reason why. But we can see that obviously it's still splashed underneath. If we come round to the passenger side, this is the bit of trim which is at the back, which we've got to remove because there's loads of paint under there. But what I have noticed before I took it apart, we can see this section here has been broken and put back. So obviously just to note that bit there, so we can get this out here. As you can see, the paint has actually run down as far towards the back seat, or the front seat, should I say, the front of the back of the seat. So there where it ends. If we lift this carpet up a second, so we can see that there's paint all underneath, all at the back of the footwell as well. Coming around to the driver's side. To the driver's side, we can see that this is the trim we've got to take out of the back. This one doesn't seem to have any damage on it, which is nice. We can see where the paint's run down, and if we lift up this side here, so we can see once again all the paint's down here and underneath. And this paint actually runs all the way to the driver's seat. So it runs exactly the same as the other side here. So it runs, this is where the seat belt's bolted in, and it runs to here. It doesn't look like it's got over this little lump here because it's got this little block. So just a quick progress report. Right, okay, so we have all of the trims outside now. So we can see the bottom of the seat is nice and clean. Got all the paint off of there. We've actually had to remove the bench seat at the back and jet wash that as well, so that's all nice and clean. All of these plastics are clean, they just need a little bit of a wipe down. Obviously they need drying as well because they've had to be obviously steam cleaned off, and we've got all the other bits of trim up there as well. So that's coming up nicely. We've jet washed the seat belt buckle as well, because there was obviously bits and pieces in the seat belt buckle, and this one here as well. So they're all clean. Okay, so quick report on the paint spill. So as you can see there, it's looking like it's never happened. So everything's been built back up. We've managed to get all the paint off of obviously bits and pieces. It does need a hoover, because these were obviously just loose bits of dirt. But as you can see there, everything's come out all nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the drying machine in there so it's completely dry. We're going to leave the rear seats hanging, so obviously the gravity pulls the water out, and then we can stick the drying machine over the weekend. But there we go. So just a quick, obviously, progress report. That it's going very well. This actually looks like it's white paint, but it's actually white electrical tape. Just obviously point that one out there. But other than that, it's all looking good. Okay, so we've got the end video on the Hyundai, which had paint in the inside. So if we just open it up, so everything's all nice and clean now. So that's all ready to go back. So it's all looking nice. No signs of it in the boot area at all.
Amazing.